Coach Dom Costa, got another landlord improvement video for you. This is something I had to learn the hard way. I had a tenant recently moved out who lived here about 3 full years, and she had taken the place of another tenant who had lived here 4 years. So I got 7 years in between having to fix the property, and yeah, I let them paint the walls. It's going to cost me a little extra to have the the primer put on, etc. But what I had an issue is when the first lady moved out, I said, hey, look, if you can get someone else to move into the property, I will give you your deposit back plus a couple $100 as a finder's fee. Well, we found a lady, she qualified. The one caveat is that she had a small dog. And I wanted to show you guys this property with the carpet pulled up. You can see where the pad is just stuck to the soaked floor. This is what the dog left. And by the way, I got seduced by the money coming in regularly for 3 years, 36 months of regular rent. She added 2 more little dogs too that she kept with the, 3 little dogs. You figure it's, okay, I'll deal with it. This is what happens though. You can't get a full sense of the smell of the uric acid in here, and I've dealt with it before, but there's so much of it, it literally, you can kind of see the wave in the floor right here that made it come up because it's so full of urine. So I'm going to end up spending some money here to get this all repaired. Now, part of it I was going to get repaired anyway, but I've reached my sticking point. That's it. I got to stand my ground. If anyone has a dog, you can't stay in my property. I know, you have a choice about where you're at. Some people agree, disagree. I can't have it. They do too much damage. I'll take you to another part too. In the kitchen, the dogs would pee on the stove, and it literally rotted out the stove on the bottom and left, terrible rust marks that, this linoleum is going to get replaced. So that's why I'm going to go with the laminate hard flooring. I swear to God, some of that stuff looks like you need a blowtorch to cut it. This is what happens with people. They slide and they push in the refrigerators, and you get cuts and drags on brand new linoleum. It just happens that way. So being an older building too, and having a little, the lifts and sags in an older building, this new flooring is going to be 3/8 inch plywood on top of all this stuff ripped up. So we're going to get a nice smooth flowing, no changes in elevation in a single floor apartment. And it's going to be, the tenant gets to bring in their own rugs, throw it on, and then when they leave, we roll it up, wipe down the laminate, clean it up, and then we're ready for the next person. Because typically carpet's going to cost anywhere, $600 to $800 for carpet, and sometimes for the vinyl as well if you get a good package deal, the lower cost stuff. But you got to replace it a lot more often than this other stuff. So this will also give me a little upgrade in flooring. Will help me also to get a little better rent because it's going to look really nice. And I'll show you as we go along here how it all turns out. But I wanted to show you that, hey, I had to stand my ground. Enough's enough. Again, like, share, subscribe, and comment. I should have learned my lesson. I like getting that regular rent for another 3 years. I was going to have to change these floors in time anyway, but now I have to spend a little bit more money because I got a little bit more damage, and I didn't have to. People go, well, hey, it's a tax write-off. Once you get it flowing again, it's okay. Hey, you know what? It's still cut into the bottom line, and it's because I didn't stand up and say no. So I'm going to stand my ground, stick to my guns. No more 4-footed creatures renting my properties. This is just not the place for it. I'm not against it. I love animals, but they can't come indoors and stay on our property. They damage. And as you know, these properties should run. And basically, as a big real estate agent told me one time, said, broker, owner of a big firm, and owner of a lot of rental properties, these should be black boxes spitting out money. That's a bold statement. I like to make my places warm and friendly. But yes, you got to make these places tough, almost tenant proof. And you want them to be nice places. So my standard is I could have family move into it and sleep on the floor, basically with a sleeping bag when I'm done with the places that I own and rent as a personal hands-on landlord. So anyway, like, share, subscribe. Too bad you can't smell it, or lucky for you, I learned my lesson. No more dogs inside the property because dog pee smells. I've dealt with cats too, not knocking them, but their pee smells just as bad too. They do damage in other ways as well too. So no more 4-footed creatures in my units. You guys have a blessed day. Thank you so much for checking out Coach Dom.